His chin is fragile. We're gonna go for it.
Aim right here.
Wednesday, the 24th of April at the Hordern Pavillion, Sydney, Australia, is the date and location where Nikita Tszyu takes on Italian-born and now Australian resident Danilo Creati. The third Tszyu making his ascension up the boxing ladder towards the hallowed halls of boxing greats. Nikita is following in the footsteps of older brother Tim Tszyu, who has already established himself as a former world champion and elite-level athlete, but also in the footsteps of legendary and former undisputed super lightweight champion and father Kostya Tszyu. Of course, you already knew that, and we've covered Nikita Tszyu fights before on this channel. Indeed, Nikita has some way to go in achieving the lofty heights of his father, so let's pump the brakes and take it one fight at a time. In this one, Nikita will be defending his Australian Super Welterweight title for the first time since winning it in late 2023, so let's get into it! Nikita the Butcher Tszyu, much like his upcoming rival, is still relatively green in pro boxing and still ironing out the kinks in his game. In the process, Nikita has almost nearly been ironed out himself, touching the canvas on a couple of occasions. It never really looked like Nikita was in any real danger of being separated from his consciousness, at least to my recollection. Nevertheless, Creati has read this as a vulnerability and a weak chin. He said as much in their initial event press conference held not long ago. The Italian has gone as far as saying that he believes he can stop Nikita. Coincidentally, it was the very same venue, the Hordern Pavillion, where Creati stopped his last opponent, his only stoppage thus far in his professional career. That was against Kiwi Shiva Mishra. In terms of advantages, Creati has a few things going for him. Height and reach and his ability, for the most part, to exploit these attributes. Agility and to some extent evasiveness. Slightly more in-ring experience and the benefit of having boxed on foreign soil. Like Tszyu, Creati has also had to overcome touching the canvas before going on to win. Creati is also tenacious, much like Nikita. But where Danilo Creati employs a more measured, technical, and at times flashy style, Nikita Tszyu's workmanlike, ever-present and menacing pressure style has a tendency to eventually overcome his opponents. Technically, both Tszyu and Creati fit somewhere in the boxer-puncher style, with Creati leaning more towards a boxer style and Tszyu tilting more towards the puncher. Both are effective counter-punchers, offering up sharp, quick counter shots when the opportunity presents itself. Having said that, it's Nikita's shots that seem more destructive, where Creati is looking to not just hurt you in the ring, but also humiliate you with his, at times, smug antics. Nikita is just looking to hurt you. Full stop. There's a sadistic streak to Nikita, and he'll be looking to let Danilo Creati know all about it come fight night. Danilo Creati arrived on Australian shores from his native Italy with an amateur background that included national representation on the European youth boxing stage and 3 consecutive Italian championship victories in 3 different weight classes. The story is, upon arriving in Australia initially to make ends meet, he found work on farms picking pumpkins. But come Wednesday the 24th, all his attention will be on smashing pumpkins, whatever the hell that means. Horrendous puns and nonsensical punchlines aside, seriously speaking, the contrast between Creati and Tszyu could provide some complication. It's not just the opposing stances, Tszyu standing southpaw and Creati orthodox, but opposing physical attributes. Creati is long and rangy, and he uses his reach to snipe at opponents from mid to long range. In doing so, Creati prompts a response from his opponents that then allows him to counterpunch, or he slyly shifts or pulls away, which in turn pulls his opponent in further and out of position, which opens up an opportunity for Creati to come at his opponent from a slightly different angle. He can be crafty, stepping in with quick, rapid combos and clenching on the inside when required. Creati is no apprentice in the phone booth and has shown that he is comfortable exchanging in close quarters. This might be ill-advised against the likes of the heavy-handed Nikita Tszyu, however. Cameron Hammond and Michael Zarafa, 2 former Creati opponents with somewhat respectable KO percentages on their resume doesn't tell the full story when it comes to power. What should be taken into account is A, the level or quality of the opponent stopped by either Zerafa or Hammond, and B, the stage in the opponent's career and what weight class that opponent had predominantly campaigned in. For example, former Zerafa opponents Anthony Mundine and Jeff Horn, the same Jeff Horn who would go on and get revenge by beating Michael Zerafa in their rematch. I think Nikita, who is younger than Creati and I think stronger, has a different kind of power. It's thudding, stinging, and his shots land with real impact. Creati has been described as being elusive, but I've seen him get hit plenty, and he won't want to wear too many from Nikita. If I'm wrong, I'm happy to enthusiastically dad dance in the middle of some urban ghetto to the toe-tapping and upbeat tunes of Wham! But I think it will be wham bam thank you ma'am if Nikita can find a way to Danilo in the same way he found a way to get to his last opponent, Dylan Biggs. Biggs, who has similar proportions and physique to Creati, ultimately succumbed to Nikita's pace, pressure and power. However, Creati is probably more slippery to pin down, and his in-ring taunting may work to get under an opponent's skin, which could be a factor. Creati can also get a little careless and reckless, and he can be sucked into exchanging wildly. This is where Nikita can best inflict some pain. I think at some point after feeling Nikita's power, Creati will opt to not engage as much and attempt to box more from the outside. I feel like this will make the bout somewhat ugly, and the judges will see Creati's movement as a retreat. If Nikita can land enough clean shots early on in the fight, the judges will give him the nod. Nikita on points to retain his Australian Super Welterweight title is my pick. Let us know in the comments below who you think wins and how. If you have a fight in mind that you want me to do a breakdown and prediction video for, drop that in the comments too. Thank you for watching Pound for Pound TV. Please remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell for future updates. See you in the next one. Check out our Patreon page to become a Patreon family member where you'll receive some cool perks. If you're looking for some new threads, we've got t-shirts, hoodies, and much, much more. So head on over to our Michael Akobi Pound for Pound TV stores. They can be found on Redbubble and Spreadshirt. Join me on my travels and head on over to my other YouTube channel titled Barefoot and Free. There you can follow me as I traverse the many parts of our planet and occasionally get into a spot of bother. Nonetheless, it's always fun and entertaining. If you're struggling with some of life's obstacles and challenges, my book How to Get Out of Life Traps might just be the answer that you're looking for to help guide you through the difficult times. It's helped many get past some of their darkest moments, and it might do the same to you. You can purchase it on Amazon, where you can also find a wide range of my other works. Those works include screenplay to book adaptations, a fairly unique concept, with genres covering comedy, heist and revenge, drama, supernatural and crime, if that's more your cup of tea. You can find them by following the link provided.